Horizon Jazz from UX, and this is Iran Armed Forces with 11 million soldiers, military power, by the channel military weapons. This is the most watched video from this channel, and it's about Iran's military. Now, can there be more relevant video for me to watch right now than this? I mean, come on, right? I'm always surprised by Iran, right? Not gonna lie, the first video I watched about Iran related was Federation videos about how USA destroyed Iran's navy. I didn't know about global politics that much. I didn't know about Middle Eastern politics that much. So I didn't know who and what Iran was, right? So I was surprised then, like, come on, Iran has a significant military. Then I realized, wait a minute, Iran is like decent enough, powerful enough. I'm not saying it can fight the most powerful militaries on the planet, but it's decent enough. But even then, like, come on, how big they can really be. Then I see videos like this, 11 million soldiers, like, what the fuck, right? I mean, the more I learn about Iran, I realize that Iran is a significant enough player, right? Then I realize Iran is sending a lot of drones to Russia, which means they can produce that much drones. Now, how much powerful those drones are, who knows? Like with the recent thing where USA and the allies shot down 95 to 99% of drones. But were those the best drone they had? Was that just like, like one fluke thing? Who the fuck knows, right? So this is going to be a very interesting video. Remember, if you like my reaction, don't forget to subscribe. So, that way I know we start videos to tomorrow. I like military and geopolitics videos. I don't know what like means. It's relevant, right? Nowadays, it's very relevant to know this information. So if you like me reacting these videos, definitely like and comment. That way you can help this channel by helping the algorithm and things. Because I've watched different type of videos a lot. Video games, zoology, God knows what, all type of videos. And YouTube is not really good with that, different type of videos. So the more engagement this video gets, the algorithm can be helped. So yeah, that'd be really appreciated. Let's watch it.
Do you want to know all about Iran's armed forces? Stay with us and you'll learn more than you ever expected. One of the most unusual military powers in the Middle East, let alone the world, is the Islamic Republic of Iran. Iran's 2018 defense budget was estimated at $19.6 billion. The service branches of Iran fall under the command of General Staff of Armed Forces include its army, its Revolutionary Guards, and law enforcement. Here are some interesting things that you should know about their military. Iran's military consists of two parallel organizations, being the regular armed forces and the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps. The country has an estimated 534,000 active personnel in the Army, Navy, Air Force, and the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps. Iran spends about 4.5.
What does that mean? Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps. Is that two sections of the military with different purposes? Because I'm pretty sure they're gonna have like like Army, Navy, Air Force, like that, those type of groups. But even amongst them, they're like two separate things. Is that what it is?
5% of its GDP on defense. Iran's armed forces struggle with aging hardware, but ingenuity and upgrades have helped the Air Force to maintain a fleet, which includes United States-made F-14 Tomcats and F-4 Phantom jets. Last year, Iran unveiled what it said was the fourth-generation fighter. Iran has also developed ballistic missiles with a range of up to 2,000 kilometers, but argues that they are defensive and not designed to carry nuclear warheads. Iran's Navy has been showcasing.
All right, look, man, I always maintain this: a good weapon is a weapon. F-14 Tomcats are older, but I always, F-14 Tomcats were always like the one who never, like got the praise they needed, right? Because they are really good. But obviously they're like older tech now. But with somewhat upgrade here and there, like weapon is a weapon, right? But yeah, do they have any other one besides F-14 Tomcat, like F-16 or equivalent like that? Because that would be like modern enough to be good enough, I guess.
It's mini submarines which can launch cruise missiles. The boats are believed to carry a crew of 9, weighing less than 150 metric tons. In 2011, Iran took control and captured an unmanned U.S. Lockheed Martin RQ-170 Sentinel while in flight and used the technology to create its own drone. In the case of mobilization, one of the 5 forces of the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, Basij.
Wait a minute, they just took that? There was no like blowback from that? The US didn't get pissed off or something? Lockheed and things?
Can provide the armed forces of Iran with at least 11 million soldiers, which would make the Iranian army numerically equal to the American, Russian, and Chinese combined. When it comes to security, since the mid-1980s, Iran has sought to establish programs to develop weapons of mass destruction, including nuclear, biological, and chemical weaponry, and by the late 90s...
What the fuck? Did you just say biological? Oh my god. No, they don't have biological weapon. Come on, man. Don't do that to me. Come on. Chemical and biological weapons? I mean, there's all, like people talking about COVID and how it could have been a leak from a lab or something, implying like testing biological weapons somehow got leaked or something. That is, we can already see the effect. That's not 100% fact, right? But there's like talk of that. But big agencies are kind of leaning towards that, which is like insane. And that wasn't even that strong of a thing. We know some biological weapons are too strong. That even makes Ebola smaller compared to it. That's how strong they are, right? So biological weapons is some next level shit, right? This is the one element I even thought of, like current conflicts. Like, what if people actually say, screw the conventions, I'm going to use biological weapons? That would be insane. And the more fucked up thing about that is that people can't really trace back actually accurately, like where it came from. So that would give incentive for people to use it, which is even more fucked up, right? Because if the current thing was like a leak, I mean, people are still debating if it's leak or not, implying that tracing it back is not that easy.
Had achieved some success in domestic production of medium and intermediate range missiles, effective from 480 to 965 kilometers, and from 965 to 5,310 kilometers away, respectively.
Why the green floor? I've seen that many places. Why are the floors green? I'm pretty sure there's scientific reason behind it. Somebody comment if you know, like, why was the floor green there?
Iran's military obtains much of its manpower from conscription, and males are required to serve 21 months of service. The army is the largest branch of Iran's military, followed by the Revolutionary Guard. This body, organized in the Republic's early days, is the country's most effective military force and consists of the most politically dependable and religiously devout personnel. Any security forces that are involved in external war or an armed internal conflict are either accompanied or led by elements of the Revolutionary Guard. Iran only has a small air force and navy, a national police force that's responsible for law enforcement in the cities, and a different organization oversees rural areas. Both are under the direction of the Ministry of the Interior.
Yeah, obviously I knew that conscription thing is going to be that 11 million for small countries. Obviously that would be the reason, right? But a lot of countries do that. I'm pretty sure in Israel and places like that, right? You know, everybody has to have like certain years of like military service, mandatory, right? I mean, to me, I mean, it feels weird because where I live, that's not the case. And major countries around the world with bigger population, that's not the case, obviously, because we have a big population. People are gonna like, you know, voluntary, you know, enlist, and there's gonna be enough type of way. But you know, thinking like, you know, like there are, so basically, if you go to Iran, most adults you see probably has seen some kind of a military training, which is insane when you think about it, right? Entire population, most adults just like, you know, like military train. Now, how strong the military training is like, is it basic stuff, or like you go through the entire phase of things? Who knows? All right, I'm recording at night, and my speaker, I didn't know it was gonna be that loud. Let's just say.
Of its equipment, today Iran has an enthusiastic, if not quite cutting-edge military-industrial complex and manufactures a slew of small arms and support weaponry for the infantry and offers domestic copies of vehicles such as the BMP-2 infantry fighting vehicle and the T-72 main battle tank. From 1925 to the Iranian Revolution in 1979, Iran was mostly equipped with Western hardware. Its primary suppliers included the United States, Britain, France, West Germany, Italy, Israel, and the Soviet Union.
I mean, with the recent conflict in Ukraine, Russia, right? Like, I don't know about Soviet equipment, like having that, does that mean much with the BMPs and T-72s? But yeah, you know, they must have some old technology from USA and things, right? Even 50 years old USS technology is like decent enough. So some of them could work to like reverse engineer that thing. That's how usually things go, and I'm guessing that's where they're gonna try to do it, I guess, right? With the, like you said, they acquire you know, like that plane from Lockheed very recently just to acquire drone technology. They're probably gonna do some things like that. One thing about Iran, I realized it's not just about the numbers. It's like they're making drones, they're making missiles, right? So that's like, you know, they have abilities to do things, right?
When it comes to air power, its total strength is 509, with 142 fighters, 165 attack, 89 transports, 104 trainers, a total helicopter strength of 126, and 12 attack helicopters.
I mean, 500 is decent. I mean, it's not like some groundbreaking, but it's decent, I guess. The main thing is their ability to make drones and things, drones like this. There was a time I still remember like drones were like such a significant thing that you obviously assume like USA and countries like that only have it. Anybody else has it, like it's not going to be that significant. But apparently Iran has it. Many other countries around the world is now has these drone technologies.
On land, it features 1,634 combat tanks. Armored fighting vehicles are 2,345. It has 570 self-propelled artillery,
Alright, those are significant numbers. 1,600 tanks, 2,000 plus armored vehicles. I'm pretty sure that's like big number, right? Because still remember Russia having like 5,000 tanks were considered like really insane. So Iran having that kind of like armored vehicles is like big enough number, especially for the region where they are, right?
2,128 towed artillery, 1,900 rocket projectors. Of its naval strength, total naval assets of 398, 6 frigates, 3 corvettes, 34 submarines, 88 patrol vessels, and 3 mine warfare vessels.
Did you say 34 submarines? That's like decent number for submarines. Like, what are the capabilities of those submarines? I mean, that would be the question. Yeah, 34 submarines, that's decent.
Thanks for watching. What did you think about the armed forces of Iran? Let me know in the comments below. Be sure you're subscribed with notifications turned on, and I'll see you next time.
There we go. I mean, I was surprised by certain numbers like armored vehicles. Like, that's an insane number. Submarines are decent as well. Like 30, that's good. 30 plus, right? Obviously, their drone making abilities actually make them stand out. Because in the world of giants, basically, where USA, China, right? Even India now, I don't know the number of India. But yeah, basically, the giant economies, giant world. Iran being like decent enough player to like pose a threat, that was insane enough to know, and then realize that, oh, they can make drones, they can make a lot of missiles, they have like intercontinental ballistic missiles, right? Do they have nukes or not? Nobody knows. It's like I've said that many times, like, how do we know which countries has how many nukes? It's if they tell you, sure. What if they don't tell you, right? So the certain countries are like this many nukes. Okay, China has like 400 nukes. Are you sure? Well, maybe they have like 1,000 plus. They're not telling you. This type of way. So Iran probably has nuke as well. Come on. I mean, obviously they basically gave up their nukes or something. That was a thing during Obama time, right? But then there was like whole concern that maybe they are still making nukes. They got out a certain deal or something. I don't know. So they probably have nukes. Israel probably has nukes as well. Things like that. But yeah, numbers are insane. 11 million soldiers. Basically, a lot of them are civilians who like have basic training. But still, they can literally just like call for conscription and they're there, which is more than most you can think of, right? So 11 million is not a small number. So yeah, this is insane. The more I learn about Iran, the more I'm like, what the fuck, where'd that come from? I never realized this. I'm pretty sure that's the case with most people. General population, if you tell them like how powerful you think Iran is, they'll probably not know that, right? Which is insane. Alright, well, if you like my content, don't forget to subscribe, and yeah, I'll see you next time.